Hey guys, just a couple of hours ago, Treyarch made a tweet giving us our first hint towards the new Ether map that's going to be coming with DLC 3. It hasn't been officially announced, but it's pretty obvious that DLC 3 is going to be released July 9th. That's when the operation that's currently going ends and the new one starts. And they've already said that the new map will release in July. So in this tweet, they said a little learning is a dangerous thing. Hashtag Black Ops 4, hashtag zombies, and then posted this picture. The picture is super interesting. It's got a lot going on in it. You can see the Chronorium there. Obviously, that's what that is. It's open to a page that shows the blood machine that Richtofen was attached to in the Blood of the Dead ending scene. You see the left hand of someone, and it's possible that they're laying on the ground. They could be dead. It might be letting us know that that could be Richtofen. And then you see some other interesting things going on the bottom left of the screen, and I'll get more into that later on in the video. But right now, I want to talk about the quote that they posted along with this picture. It's a short quote, but it actually says quite a bit when you look into it, and the quote is, "A little learning is a dangerous thing." When you Google that, it pulls up a quote from someone called Alexander Pope. He was considered one of the greatest English poets in the early 18th century. He had written a poem on criticism, and it said, "A little learning is a dangerous thing. Drink deep, or taste not the Pyrenean spring. Their shallow draughts intoxicate the brain, and drinking largely sobers us again." So the question is, what does all of that mean? And I found a nice article that explains that poem really nicely. The article reads, "You may have heard the phrase, 'a little learning is a dangerous thing.' It's found in Alexander Pope's poem, an essay on criticism, composed in 1709. Pope wrote, 'A little learning is a dangerous thing. Drink deep, or taste not the Pyrenean spring. Their shallow draughts intoxicate the brain, and drinking largely sobers us again.'" So what does it mean? In effect, Pope is saying that a little learning or knowledge, the shallow draught, will only befuddle, intoxicate the brain, misleading us into thinking we know more than in fact we do. Remedy for this problem lies in continuing to learn, drinking largely at the Pyrenean spring, the spring sacred to the muses and the source of the knowledge of art and science. This article doesn't explain what the Pyrenean spring is very well. Basically, it's from Greek mythology, and the Pyrenean spring was a metaphorical source of knowledge of art and science. So this article is basically interpreting this poem saying you've learned just a little bit and you think you know everything and what's going on, but you actually don't. You need to learn a whole lot more to become wise. So let's think about the context of that poem and the message that Treyarch is probably trying to send to us through that little quote on Twitter. And then let's look at this picture and think about it as a whole. So the quote translates into, you think you know something, but you've only gotten a little bit of information, and you need a lot more information to understand completely about what's going on. And the focal point of this picture is the blood machine and Richtofen in it. And then the outer scene indicates that there's a real body possibly laying on the ground, possibly depicting Richtofen. And what I think they're trying to tell us here is that we just got a little bit of the story at the ending cutscene on Blood of the Dead, and we don't have the whole story. We think we know what's going on. We think that Richtofen has passed, but in fact he may have not died, and we need to keep learning about the story to gain more knowledge, to become wise of what's going on. There's been some speculation in the community that maybe Richtofen isn't dead and that he didn't die in that machine, and maybe Treyarch is just trying to really pull at our emotional heartstrings and give us a really good cliffhanger. And now with this tweet, they're trying to clue us in that, hey, you guys think he's dead, but he's really not. I wanted to take a really good look at this picture and really break it down, but there's really not a lot to break down here. I wanted to try to identify what that leathery strap that looks like it has stitching on it could be related to. There's also a metal piece that looks like it might have a bracket on it, and I didn't know if some of this was supposed to be indicating some of the gear on the characters. I went into game and checked out all 4 characters, and they all have a lot of leather straps on them, and they do have the yellow stitching on it, but I couldn't find anything that looked exactly like that, and something that had like that rivet. I don't even know how important this part of the scene really is. I'd love to be able to identify it to understand where this setting is, but it's probably a Blood of the Dead setting, and it might be indicating all the straps that Richtofen has on him, but I'm not too sure. If you guys think you know what this could be related to, definitely let me know. Everything else in the scene is pretty identifiable. It does look like a scene that's outdoors and clearly next to the Chronorium, but I really feel like it's not important to know where it's at. It's more important to know what it's representing, and it's representing that scene at the end of Blood of the Dead. And then that quote is letting you know, again, that you think he's dead, but nah, he's not. But let me know what you guys think. How do you interpret all of this information and the hints that they're trying to give? Let me know down below, and we'll see you guys next video.
Thank you for watching Glitching Queen's video. Hoorah!